I'm here. My mic is not working.
Mr. Whalen.
Here.
This is working. His is working.
I have no idea why this is doing this.
Testing.
Give us a moment.
Why don't I take a pen and why don't I take a pen and take?
That's enough.
Oh,
I don't need.
this one works, right?
Yeah.
Second motion.
Yes. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do.
Testing.
We're picking it up
You're good.
in the recording,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
all I'm worried about.
We're okay now. Okay. Madam Clerk? Hello? Madam Clerk, I shut that one start over? Wow, this is.
Okay, let's start over. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call the regular council meeting of May 3rd, 2022 to order. This meeting is being held with the benefit of public notice as required by the Open Public Meetings Act. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Certainly, Mr. Carabelli?
Here.
Mr. Todd?
Here.
Mr. Rotero?
Here.
Mr. Whalen?
Here.
For the record, Council President Phillips is absent.
Would everybody please stand for the flag salute?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you please remain standing for a moment of silence in honor of our soldiers, our sailors, our airmen, airwomen who are defending us around the globe and our way of life. We'll now have the Councilman Carabelli do the prayer.
Dear Lord, thank you for the abundance of riches that we experience in life during this time of spring. Bless our township and country, and may we continue to grow under your guidance. Please bless and watch over all those who are working to protect us. May we especially pray for those suffering with depression. Pray, dear God, for those who nurture and heal. May you watch over them with a steady hand and good health. As war continues in the Ukraine, let us pray for all those suffering with tragedy, displacement, and loss. We make all of these intentions and those in the silence of your heart. Amen.
Council President, before we start, this is the agenda just for audience members, for their agenda. C2 is being removed from the agenda.
Okay?
And I think that's all we have.
Okay.
Okay, so we're ready to proceed. We have the minutes of the April 19th, 2022 regular council meeting minutes for your approval.
Has council had an opportunity to review the minutes?
Yes.
So motion's in order?
Council President, I'll make a motion.
Second one.
On the motion, Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Mr. Todd?
Yes.
Mr. Carroll?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Passes 4-0. Under communications, communications C1 is commendation of May 2022 Kids Department Day.
We'll have Councilman Ty read that commendation.
Thank you, Councilman Whalen. Recognizing May 21st, 2022 as National Kids to Parks Day in Hamilton Township. That one's off. Whereas May 21st, 2022 is the 12th Kids to Park Day, organized and launched by the National Park Trust, held annually on the third Saturday of May. And whereas Kids to Park Day empowers kids and encourages families to get outdoors and visit America's parks, public lands, and waters. And whereas it is important to introduce a new generation to our nation's parks because of the decline in park attendance over the last decades, and whereas we should encourage children to lead a more active lifestyle to combat issues of childhood obesity, diabetes, hypertension, and hypercholesterolemia, And whereas National Kids to Parks Day is open to all children and adults across the country to encourage a large and diverse group of participants. And whereas Kids to Parks Day will broaden children's appreciation for nature and outdoors, now therefore be it resolved by Mayor Jeffrey S. Martin and the Hamilton Township Council that we do hereby proclaim May 21st, 2022 as National Kids to Parks Day and encourage all Hamiltonians to acknowledge and celebrate the valuable contributions of local parks to our quality of life.
Thank you, Councilman.
Is there a motion to move communications C1?
I'll make that motion again.
I second the motion.
On the motion, Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Mr. Carroll?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Moving on to resolutions. Resolution 1 is a resolution of Hamilton Township, County of Mercer, State of New Jersey, supporting Turbomore LLC application to the Cannabis Regulatory Commission for a Class 1 cannabis cultivator and/or Class 2 manufacturer license.
Excuse me, Council President, was there an ABC application?
That was pulled.
We pulled that, that'll appear on your next agenda, 519.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on, I guess, is the applicant here from Herbamore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
So I guess we should swear you in. So why don't you, no, it's not necessary?
Not as,
State your name.
Okay.
hi, I'm Heather Coomer. I'm attorney for Herbamore, LC, and I just want to give a brief thing about Herbamore right now. Herbamore is in partnership with Nature's Medicine, which is a multi-state operator that operates in 7 different states throughout the country, with the largest one being their mainstay in Arizona. They have 28 dispensaries, 1,300 employees, 700,000 in cultivation processing facilities, and 150,000 in operational canopy. We're operating, we signed a lease and we also received a conditional license from the state of New Jersey recently. So this is the final sort of approval process on the local level, not including, of course, the planning board and going back on there to go through that process. But as far as the state application, we're going to be, once we receive the resolution, if it gets approved, then we will be submitting the conversion application to the state the very next day. We are planning on, the facility is going to be 1218 Walnut Avenue. This facility was already previously approved for, I believe it was called Trenton Social Equity Holdings. We have been working closely with the developer, and that's our landlord. Through this entire process, they've been super helpful, and thankfully through the process of getting everything in order so we can be here right now. My client is looking forward to be part of the local business community and investing in Hamilton, providing jobs, and this facility will be, I believe, 30 to 50 jobs that are going to be locally based. And everything is going to be focused on getting the local residents of Hamilton trained and working in the facility as well. And with the experience of working in 7 different other states, they're a well-oiled machine with this. So even though Herbamore is the LLC, but it's really in partnership with Nature's Medicine.
Any questions from council?
No, sir.
So this is a cultivator and manufacturer?
Yes.
License. Your partner company, the larger company, do they engage in retail as well as?
Yes, they do engage in retail, but they're not looking right now they're focusing on the cultivation and manufacturing in Hamilton. That's what they're focused on right now in New Jersey, and then it would be probably branched out. I think they're looking at other possible dispensaries in different places or in Hamilton. They really fell in love with Hamilton. So yeah, we're not selling anything out of the facility. It's just industrial space.
So just to clarify, the cultivation, if it's just a straight cultivation facility, they're using that facility to grow and sell to a dispensary, correct?
Yes.
In this case, they're growing and to use that product to manufacture, to extract the oils, whatever have you?
Yes, it's both, because there's the cultivation side where they're going to be producing the flower product, which is just the plant, and then there's going to be the manufacturing side where some of it goes into extracts, topicals, edibles, whatever the state permits at that time. We've been working with the architects and engineers extensively to make sure the odor mitigation and all concerns or possible concerns are addressed within the plans according to the ordinance and to have everything cleared. So our plan is that, of course, after this and submitting everything and going in front of the planning board and have a very in-depth architectural plans to show that we are going into greater detail as far as the security system, the odor mitigation, traffic controls. We're looking to possibly not have it off of Walnut, but do an entrance on the other road, so it wouldn't be so much near that area, and it would be more in the industrial for the traffic flow. So we're really trying to work to address any sort of municipal concerns or resident concerns as much as possible.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I guess this is either a question for Alyssa or for you. Thank you for coming this
Of course.
evening. I guess from our perspective, though, this body, once we vote on this evening, it's not going to touch us again, correct? Will it touch us again? Will it come back to us?
Not specifically. What will happen is we either approve or not approve this resolution, which they use to then go to the state. The state then has to, you do work with the state. Then once you get your license, then it comes back to us, not necessarily us, the township, but it goes to the clerk with the permitting process with the clerk.
Yeah,
So this resolution just offers our support for their business coming
Business.
in Hamilton.
Correct.
They
Exactly.
haven't gotten their license.
we received the conditional license. So from the conditional license, you have 120 days to get zoning approval, which here in this municipality is the zoning letter, and then the resolution. Once we do, we'll submit it to the state. At that time, we are working on the planning board application to go through that process. So when, that way, when it does get approved by the state, we're ready to go and submit for approval.
Okay.
Any other questions from council?
Thank you for,
Of course, and also, if there's any concerns, we're going to be, I think prior to the planning board, we'll have like a community meeting or whatever you guys think it's necessary to meet with any sort of neighborhood organizations, just to address any sort of concerns. We want to make sure that we have fully the municipal support and the resident support as well.
great.
Okay, again, thank you. Since there's no more questions from council, I'll open up to the public for any questions.
I have one. Sure, so.
Easy.
So
Excuse me. You have to state your name
Okay.
and your address. please.
Okay, my name is Wanda Broach Butts, and my address is 118 Central Avenue in Hamilton Township.
Thank you, go ahead.
First time that I'm seeing the resolution, sounds very interesting, so I just want to make sure I understand. So it's going to be a manufacturer for growing cannabis?
It's both. So it's going to be,
You need to speak into the mic when you're answering.
sorry. It's going to be both a cultivation and manufacturing facility. We can hold both licenses in one premise. However, right now, we only received the conditional license application for the cultivation. So right when our final state application of all that for the annual license is submitted, we're going to be starting and submitting the manufacturing application.
So this is the first one in the area?
For the cultivation,
Mm-hmm. In the Trenton area, I know they're on Route 1.
I think there is one, there's the Justice Grown, but I don't think they opened up yet. That's in Ewing.
That's still being built.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we have a very aggressive timeline because we just want to make sure we get started and get jobs and training done
Okay,
and really be as much as an asset to the community.
all right, great, thanks for the clarification.
Of course.
Thank you. Any other questions from the public? If not,
If I can, sir? Fred Dumont, Director of Community and Economic Development. Wanda, how are you?
I'm wonderful, thanks.
So, good to see you too. So, so everybody understands that we have, 6 applicants for growing facilities here in Hamilton. These are the 2 who are probably in the best place, if anybody, I mean, fastest place. Heather's company is going to go in a vacant factory at 1218 Walnut Avenue. So this is the way we look at it. We're going to take this factory, going to put it back on the tax rolls. They're going to pay lots of taxes, right?
Oh, sorry.
So, they also pay us a 2% excise tax, which is above that, so their gross that they take in. And they're going to hire a lot of local people and pay them some good monies. Some people there make 6 figures, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think their lowest wages is around $25, $27 an hour. So really good for our community. And nobody's going to know it's there. I was reluctant with this. 7 grandsons, marijuana, but I've seen enough of it that it's really returning the old manufacturing facilities that were closed back into manufacturing facilities by bringing these cultivators back in. And my dad worked in one of those old factories, and so we're giving some good jobs back to the community, some taxes, and it's not going to be an eyesore. We're putting Ms. Schrager will tell you. State-of-the-art exhaust systems in, so the fumes are not going to escape that facility. So a lot of hard work went into it. Ms. Schrager and I argue a lot about this, discuss it, and but my fears have been gone. I just ask everybody in the community, just keep an open mind to see what's really going to happen. All right?
That's great, thank you for that.
Good seeing you.
Director Duma, before you run away, since you took the mic, the building that they're going to be occupying, how long would you say that's been vacant?
Well, it's right now, Danny Popkin owns the building. He's bringing it up to standards so that they can sell it.
Looks like it's been empty for a long time.
Councilman, I don't want to guess at it, but it has been vacant.
Yeah.
Their investment is going to be, I don't want to commit a number other than to say it's in the multi-million dollars that they're going to invest into the building.
Yeah.
So we have that building, and that's right next to Sweetwater Parachute. And Sweetwater Parachute is putting on another building, so creating manufacturing jobs at Sweetwater Parachute. These are growing jobs, but I consider them multiple manufacturing jobs. And then we have two buildings down. We have the old Standard Roofing, which is closed. ZY Labs is going in there for a cultivating facility. So a lot of great stuff is going on East State Street. You're going to see within the next 2 years that's going to be a manufacturing hub that it was, 40, 50 years ago, with, a couple thousand people between Princedale, between these good people, between Train, which is there. You're going to see a lot of great stuff happen on East State Street. As you know, we're taking down those 7 burned out properties, so we're going to build them up. We're cleaning up Neopara. It's the mayor's
Neopara, which is a brownfield, which has also been vacant for decades, and thanks to the work of Director Duma and the mayor, we are finally going to be able to move toward redeveloping that property.
We were just talking to this gentleman, and I said that I'm a little tired of hearing it, but because it's so entrenched in my mind, but right, Mrs. Monzo, that a rising tide raises all ships. That's what Jeff Martin says. And I hear it in my sleep. 2 o'clock in the morning, I go to bathroom, rising tide raises all ships. So, but that's what he really believes. And he's Ames. Maybe we're going to talk tomorrow morning. Yes, sir. 8:35.
Okay, Director Dumont, thank you very much for your comments.
I'm going to go back to my office now.
If we need you, we'll call you.
Councilman Ty, according to our research, the building was built in 1970. I don't know how long after that it went empty.
Okay, so being there's no further comment from the public, we can move this resolution.
Sure. May I just add one more thing, is that, the 2% tax and the investment in the building and the tax roll is great, but what we're really good at, what this company is great about, and I just want to we're going to have this whole training program, because this is a new industry for everybody in New Jersey, so we want to make sure that the residents of Hamilton are trained for high level. These jobs are frankly, I mean, very well paying. And so we're looking forward to working with Hamilton to make sure that we can open up job fairs and everything to really have these training sessions done.
Exactly, right? The manufacturing side of it compared to the growth side of it, the pay scales vary significantly, I'm sure.
Yes, but they all start with way far above
Right.
minimum wage. So you're talking like, again, it said like $25 an hour, which, you know, it's amazing. So that in itself, and that's not counting like every other, that's just the starting pieces. So we're looking forward to it. Thank you again.
Thank you again for your time. Okay, counsel.
Second motion.
I didn't hear anybody make.
He made a motion before,
I didn't hear
before she went back up. Okay.
Just go, I'll make a motion for 22-196.
I'll second it.
On the motion, Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Passes 4-0. Resolution 2 is a resolution of Hamilton Township, County of Mercer, State of New Jersey, supporting the Mule Extracts LLC application to the Cannabis Regulatory Commission for a Class 2 cannabis manufacturer license.
And is the applicant here?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. There, why don't you come on up and see what our...
Do you mind if I pass these around because we printed them? So I'm actually going to read and introduce the company, and some itunes might sound repetitious because, you know, it's all within the same standards. Hello, New Jersey. Mule Extracts LLC is thrilled to have the opportunity to expand in our home state and bring high-quality product to consumers. We are dedicated to building standards within our local community, as this is a new endeavor for the state of New Jersey. Our mission will be to provide experienced cannabis extraction that encompasses safety, local employment, education, equal opportunity, and quality control. And my name's Nicole, which I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I'm Wilder too.
I'm sorry, your last name, please?
Sampson, we're married.
Yeah.
In case that matters.
We're together.
So, Mule Extracts is a family-owned and operated company based in Estacada, Oregon. Our name comes from our work ethic. We work like mules to bring you delicious, high-quality THC products, focus on simplicity and functionality. We proudly create THC products with authentic flavor and health benefits through full-spectrum THC. Our THC stands out because of unique CO2 extraction process. While many extraction companies use extreme temperatures and pressure to pull out THC rapidly, we do the exact opposite. Our slow, gentle process maximizes THC extraction and preserves all the beneficial cannabinoids, essential oils, and terpenes. Additionally, we use only the best THC plants and cultivators to make our THC products. Each plant is strain-specific and ethically sourced because we believe quality and sustainability are equally important. And I'm going to move on to the next page. And again, we are a family-owned company committed to forging our own path to excellence by producing artisanal full-spectrum cannabis. We may not be the biggest in the room, but we may not be the most elegant at the party. We're the mule over here working hard to deliver the high-quality product and greatest possible value. True to the flower, true to you. And I'm going to pass it over to my husband, Wilder.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Oregon operation. And, Mule Extracts was founded in May 2017. We started with a 1-acre property in the tiny town of Estacada, Oregon. The building was complete in February 2018. In July of 2018, we got our Oregon Liquor and Cannabis Commission license. And then January 2019 was our first sale for cartridges and sugars with just 4 people. In July 2019, we launched our signature product, the Mule Kicker. It's also like a chew, I believe they call it in New Jersey. Today, we have expanded to a mid-sized company. We employ over 35 employees, and we generate $5.6 million every year. I think we're expected at the end of this year to hit 10 million in sales. So, we are growing rapidly. We're the largest tincture company in the state of Oregon, the fourth largest gummy company, the seventh largest shatter company, and we're top 10 in concentrates. We're excited for the future of Mule as we come to New Jersey and continue to create new products. At Mule Extracts, we will continue to work like mules until we outlast all of our competitors. This is just kind of another slide going over our rankings as of 2022. We're the ninth largest company in Oregon. We're number 4 in chews, number 1 in syrups, and number 7 in concentrates. Okay, the next slide, we're gonna go over what we are building in Hamilton, New Jersey. We will be setting up a Class 2 cannabis manufacturer company out of New Jersey. We will not be selling to retail whatsoever. We plan on utilizing locally owned businesses to build relationships to support the start of Mule Extracts. We will employ up to 35 to 50 employees.
Locally.
Yeah, locally. And we plan to generate $15 to $20 million a year. And those are pretty, small estimates. It might be a little bit higher than that. We strive to create a diverse group of employees, and we will make this our top priority as we hire for positions, and we value sustainability, and we'll work our hardest to become as carbon neutral as possible. I guess this slide will go over what is the extraction process. So pretty much what we will be doing, we'll be buying trim from local growers across the state of New Jersey. We'll be processing it using a CO2 machine, cleaning the CO2 up using a filtration system and also ethanol. We take the cleaned up oil and then we produce products out of it, whether it be concentrate, chews, vape carts, syrups, or infused joints. We then package it up and we deliver it to dispensaries, and then once it goes to the dispensaries, they deliver it to consumers. So you can just kind of like imagine the process in your head.
And with that, the emissions, obviously clean air as much as possible during this process. We will follow local state regulations and everything like that.
And the solvent that we're using is very friendly compared to most other solvents that are a little bit more volatile, like ethanol and, not ethanol, I mean BHO and like propane. So CO2 is essentially what you breathe in the air. So it's not really explosive.
If I may, not to interrupt your presentation, because pretty long, but.
Sorry.
Sorry about that, yeah.
We're not trying to be boring.
Listen,
Yeah.
so what I'm trying to get at, is this listed wrong because it says cannabis cultivator?
Yes, that is wrong. That's the new version I gave you. Now it's supposed to be class 2.
Okay, so it is
That's what I
class
thought.
2 manufacturing?
Yeah.
Unlike the
Yes.
previous,
We're just manufacturing.
unlike the previous applicant,
Yeah,
they're a grow and manufacturer. You're gonna purchase the product and do your extraction there.
Yep.
So
Yes.
strictly class 2 manufacturing.
Yes.
yes, that's it.
Okay.
Should we carry on and just kind of?
Short version, go ahead.
We can sing it.
Yeah. Okay, where is Mule Extracts in the process of getting a license? Obviously, we applied for a conditional license on January 12, 2022. We are negotiating for the lease of 1416 Thomas J. Rhodes Industrial Drive, Hamilton, New Jersey. We met with Mayor Jeff Martin in Fremont, my parents did, and we are meeting with Hamilton Township Council right now for a letter of support. So that's where we're at, yeah. And this was just kind of a timeline of like the next couple of phases and everything else like that.
Where we're currently at.
Yeah.
And then,
We made an org chart for you guys. Not sure, do you guys want us to go over that or not really?
you guys know what it works.
Okay. A corporate structure, so just showing all the different identities that we do have. we own 2 manufacturer companies out of Oregon right now. One's a CBD one, one's a THC one, and, we're obviously starting up one in New Jersey. And then we have a sub-company that's a landholder that, rents out all the equipment and everything else like that.
And then last pages are the design, just for aesthetics and example, because it's fun to look at. But you can see that everything is, well, from Oregon State, it's compliancy, that you've got your logo just to alert consumers this is a THC product, not kid-friendly. The design of all the packaging is kind of more of a sophisticated look, so it's not enticing to underage people, because that does make a difference. You don't want it to look like a bubblegum pack. And then furthermore, we definitely, when we do biodegradable packaging and recyclable packaging when possible. And this last couple of pages are just kind of examples of the printing process that every package actually has to go through a whole compliancy approval list by list, and sometimes it's going back and forth just to make sure every last decimal point is following the standard within the state. So just for safety, and then batch numbers, so quality control, being able to trace that batch if anything should arise, which we haven't had anything yet, but just to kind of keep, safety measures intact. So I think that's what we have.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think in the Thomas Road area, just for everybody's information, it's a pretty industrial area. I think right now, presently, they're building 2 warehouses back there, and there's a lot of office space back in that area, and other small industrial facilities, so something that would fit right in there.
Yeah. And I think we're in the process of negotiating the lease. Walls are built. I mean, it's not like we're going to have to go in and build 2x4s and hang sheetrock. Like, we've got some structure, so we hopefully can get in and just start. We've got equipment on order. We're ready to go once we get the support and kind of get things rolling.
We're also just waiting on the conditional license too.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Is there any questions from council?
Just 2 quick ones. Is it possible that, we have a manufacturing company that we just talked to this evening? Do you ever source, could they ever be your source, or do you have other sourcing agents, companies that you go to for your product?
In Oregon, you can technically, source through another manufacturing company. I'm not too sure about the rules in New Jersey. I'll have to look into that. But in Oregon, yes, you can buy from one manufacturer facility and transport it to another, and then produce a product from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though, in the state of New Jersey, how's the law set up? You have to purchase from another cultivation facility in the state of New Jersey, or you can buy interstate?
It has to be state.
I think it's state.
It has to be state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
There's no interstate commerce whatsoever in any cannabis product.
That was not legal
Federally.
Federally, yeah.
Mhm.
It has to stay within the state.
Okay.
Yeah.
So transporting it would be illegal.
A bit.
You get in trouble.
Yeah, you get in a lot of trouble, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions from council?
Good.
All right, we'll open it up to the public. Any good questions from the public? So step up to the mic and state your name.
Robert Sampson?
Oh.
No, you already.
Okay, my bad, yeah.
Question? Oh.
Okay.
I thought you were talking to me.
Okay.
He has a great name.
It's a pleasure, fellas.
Thank you.
Council President. There we go.
Hold on, there it is. I'm just going to leave it on the rest of the night. Council President, I seeing no members of the public wishing to comment, I move that we close the public comment portion and move Resolution 22-197.
Second motion.
On the motion, Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Mr. Pye?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Passes 4-0.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, and have a good night.
Moving on to consent agenda, we have items CA1 through CA14 for your consideration.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'll just briefly go over each one of them, and then we can open up for comment. So naturally, CA1 is stormwater rehabilitation of drain piping at the rear of 7 Bigelow. CA2 is the same situation as CA1.
CA2 is pool.
CA2 pulled? No.
Madam-
CA2 was pulled under the communication.
Oh, all right, I took it out. All right.
That's okay, Councilman. I got it. CA2 is the same as CA1. This is located at 56 and 58 Valley View Road. CA3 is County Mutual Aid and Assistance Agreement with law enforcement agencies, emergency medical and fire departments. CA4 is a memorandum of understanding with Robbinsville to amend the existing multi-municipal sewage system agreement for the term January 1st of 2021 through December 31st of 22. Payments for 2021, 23?
22 and 23.
22.
And 23.
Yes.
Thank you. We're increased to 2.25 million in 2022. It'll be increased to 2.4 million, and in 2023, it'll be increased to 2.55 million. CA5 is Mercer County Cooperative Purchase Program. We're going to award Mercer Concrete Services for June 24th, 21 through June 23rd, 22. The amount of $35,000. The actual that was used in 21 was 23,000, and they estimate 35,000 this year. Professional service agreement is C6 for architectural consultant for renovations to Hamilton Township Fire Department building known as Rustling Hose Firehouse for $19,400 maximum. That's for the Spiesel Architectural Group. C7 is a contract for roof repairs at Veterans Park Northside Comfort Station with the VMG Group for $13,800 maximum. CA8 is a similar contract at Veterans Park, the Mayo Comfort Station VMG Group for $16,312.40 maximum. CA9 is a similar contract at Veterans Park, Senior Games Pavilion, new roof, gutters, and downspouts, VMG Group, $33,850, not to exceed. CA10 is established a contract with Tacton Concrete for 2021 miscellaneous curb sidewalk and accessible ramp improvements, various locations throughout the township for $195,932.75 maximum. CA11 is establishing a contract for repair and resurfacing of 4 tennis courts and conversion of 2 tennis courts to 6 pickleball courts. Contract with Field Turf USA. That's $373,055 maximum. I'm just going to give a breakdown of the monies. There's money coming from capital funds from the pickleball conversion for $175,000. That's out of capital. There's an insurance claim that we are receiving $183,000. So the remaining balance for this project will be $14,000, which will be covered from the 2021 capital budget. CA12 is rejecting the bids received on electric generation service, Department of Water Pollution and Control. The bids were over budget. CA13 is tax overpayment, three different properties for $817.48. And CA14 is a refund of fees. And this was a situation where Public Works had correct me if I'm wrong, Public Works had to go out, was a property that was not being taken care of. Public Works went out, they cut the grass, did what they had to do, and they assessed the fee. After that, they had a little cleanup issue, I guess, and went out there and removed items that shouldn't have been removed from the property. So it almost totaled out the amount of the fees that we collected, so we are in the process of, if approved, to reimburse them fees to the owner. And that's it on the consent agenda. Any questions from council?
Very thorough job, Council President.
Thank you, Mr. Ty.
Well,
I tried to.
the only thing I just wanted to say is, I'm happy to see, CA4 on the agenda and the, ongoing partnership with Hamilton and Robbinsville, the work that Kathy, Alyssa, were you involved? I'm sure you were in that process, so, just, on behalf of this body, we're just so appreciative that, that's taking place and that's before us this evening. And obviously it does increase, which just benefits our town. And I know we need to negotiate again after 2023, but
This gives us time.
yeah.
The one comment I would make is, there are a lot of improvements to our parks in this agenda tonight. Veterans Park continues to be a draw for visitors from around the state and throughout the region. And with these improvements, that's going to continue to be true.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other council comments? If not, we'll open it up to the public. Anybody from the public like to speak? Come to the mic, state your name and address, and you got 4 minutes. Janice.
4. What's he doing? 4, 2?
I left for tall people all the time. Janice Glanick, 432 Trinity Avenue, Cornell Heights. Okay, the Rustling Hose, we own that building?
Yes.
And what are we doing to it?
Interior, correct? There's, it's just not laid out properly from what I understand, office-wise. It's too open, and I think they just want to, what the correct word would be, is reconfigure it.
Yes.
Okay,
That's exactly right.
all right, that was good. Okay, and the other one is pickleball is really big and upcoming. I mean, 6 pickleball courts over the tennis courts. They're being played more than the tennis courts are.
Very, very, very much activity over there regarding the pickleball. I know last year they had a tournament. Last year it was very successful, and they want to come back.
Yeah, it was a national tournament, I think, and they really liked
So
it.
it's, not knowing what pickleball was before coming on council, now I know, but I still can't play, but it's very popular throughout the town and our neighboring towns, so it's a lot of use.
And it's not replacing tennis by any means.
Right.
So we're still upkeeping tennis courts and have lots of those, and we sell the membership still for that. And we just made room for pickleball as well because it is so popular.
And these were, sorry, Janice, go ahead.
And then you just show up and play? Or do they have assigned times that you can play? Or is it teams or what? Just regular people playing?
You need a license, right? Or,
You do, yes, you do pay a fee, so you do have to schedule it. You
Oh,
can't
okay.
Show up and play, you have to schedule it.
Oh, because I'd like to see one of these things just to see how it operates.
Last year, I worked the tournament we had.
Uh-huh.
There was more out-of-state license plates than in-state, which means people are coming from farther away and they're spending their money here, so that's always a good thing.
That's really super. That's a feather in our cap, that we have such
There's
good
more New
courts.
York license plates than New Jersey.
yeah, and the one thing that I wanted to point out is the 2 tennis courts that are being replaced were already out of commission.
Okay.
So they haven't been in use for quite some time. And we're bringing, 4 courts back online that have also been out of use. So overall, some nice improvements to the facility.
Okay. One day I'll have to wander down there and see how it plays. Okay, thank you.
You should pick up the racket.
Thank you. Anybody else with public comment on the consent agenda? It's not, it's, yeah, consent agenda, what I just reviewed. Oh, no. Yeah, it's not, that's for later. I thought you were done. No. Anybody else, consent agenda? If not,
Council President, I look to close the public comment portion on the consent agenda and move on CA1 through CA14.
I'll second the motion.
On the motion, Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
yes.
Passes 4-0. Moving on to ordinances. Under second reading and public hearing, we have ordinance 22-015. An ordinance accepting the deed of right-of-way dedication from TJC at Hamilton LLC located on Fletcher Avenue, known as Block 1890, part of Block 17. This is second reading and public hearing.
Any Comments from council?
And none, sir.
Seeing none, I'll open it up to the public. No comment from the public. Somebody like to make a motion?
Council President, I'll make a motion to close the public comment portion and move to, on second reading, ordinance number 22-015.
Second that motion.
On the motion, Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
No.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Passes 3-1. The following ordinances are first reading and introduction. Ordinance number 22-016, an ordinance accepting a deed of right-of-way dedication for 1384 Yardville LLC for 1384 Yardville Hamilton Square Road, known as Block 2591, part of Lot 6. This is first reading and introduction.
Motion's in order from council.
Council President, I move ordinance 22-016 on first reading.
Second that motion.
On the motion, Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Sorry, Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Passes 4-0. Ordinance 22-017 is an ordinance accepting the deed of right-of-way dedication, the estate of Barry Robles, DOD, April 22nd, 2015, docket 15-00810, by his executor, Jennifer Robles, for Young's Road, known as Block 1509, part of Block 22, proposed lots 22.01 and 22.02.
Council President, I'll make a motion to move on first reading 22-017.
Second that motion.
On the motion, Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Passes 4-0. Ordinance 22-018 is an ordinance amending and supplementing the code of the Township of Hamilton, New Jersey, Part 3, Land Use Legislation, Chapter 550, Land Development, Article 4, General Regulations and Design Standards, Section 550-143, Cannabis and Medical Cannabis Establishments.
Council President, I move ordinance 22-018 on first reading.
No, so, is that the ordinance or resolution?
That's the ordinance.
Okay. That's the ordinance.
There's a motion made by Mr. Ty.
Yep.
I'll second that.
On the motion, Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Passes 4-0. Resolutions. Resolution 22-212 is a resolution referring to proposed amendments to the Code of the Township of Hamilton, New Jersey, Part 3, Land Use Legislation, Chapter 550, Land Development, Article 4, General Regulations and Design Standards, Section 550-143, Cannabis and Medical Cannabis Establishments, to the Hampton Township Planning Board for review pursuant to NJSA 40:55D-26.
Council President, I'll make a motion to move on 22-018 on first reading.
Hold on.
That's a resolution.
Oh, that's a resolution?
22-212.
Public comment?
Yeah, this is,
Yes.
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. All right. You want to make any comment on this?
I have no comment.
We're just, once again, cleaning it up, because as you write ordinances in a vacuum, when you actually bring it down to the ground, you realize that things don't always work out the way you intended to, and so as we're moving, writing this whole new area of law, we're changing with the times.
And if this comes out of here, it'll go back to the planning board, correct, for review? Okay.
Right, but it's the land use needs to go to the planning board to make sure it's okay.
Well, there's no more comments from council, so I'll open it up to the public if they have any questions or comments. Seeing none, the motion's in order.
Council President, I move resolution 22-212.
Second motion.
On the motion, Mr. Carabelli?
Yes.
Mr. Ty?
Yes.
Mr. Reparo?
Yes.
Mr. Whalen?
Yes.
Passes 4-0. That concludes the agenda, Council President.
Okay, now, we'll open it up for public comments. Again, please state your name, your address. Well, I have a list. I guess, so first on the agenda is Mr. Walters.
Good evening. Excuse me. I had prepared this.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. James Walters, P.O. Box 8935, Hamilton, New Jersey, 08650. No problem. I had prepared a statement in reference to case 14-26327, but I've been made aware that it may have been prepared a little too early. So I sent a letter, email to the council president as well as the mayor. I just wanted to go on record. I'm not necessarily in a position to ask if you received that, but it was sent. Excuse me. And to just go over a few things, I'm currently on the board of Mercer County Mental Health and a former police sergeant. One of the things that I wanted to share with you is that I've been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, and major depression disorder. I just spent about 30 days out of state, away from my family, working on those issues, not related to alcohol, not related to drugs, but specifically related to trauma and racial trauma. Without going into anything further, I will simply give you a quote from U.S. Attorney Charles Kovats. When after the George Floyd verdict was announced, he stated these officers had a moral responsibility, a legal obligation, and a duty to intervene. And by failing to do so, they committed a crime. James. This is a reminder that all sworn law enforcement officers, regardless of rank or seniority, individually and independently, have a duty to intervene and provide medical aid to those in their custody. That is something that I believe. That is something that I have exercised. And after being given some legal advice, that is something that I can offer no further comment on. If you would, please take a moment of silence. We lost a brother officer due to those situations that I spoke about earlier. And I truly believe that mental health, particularly for law enforcement officers, is something that we should take incredibly serious. If you would, just a moment of silence. Thank you for your time this evening, and thank you for your service.
Thank you, Mr. Walters. Appreciate you coming tonight. Next, we have Heather. Heather, I can't see the last name.
I think she
Oh, that
already
was the
spoke,
attorney.
yeah.
Oh, they signed up. Okay. Leroy?
I'm up already.
You're up already.
Good afternoon. My name is Lou Owens, Ridge Avenue, Hampton Township. I just want to commend Mr. Walters on what he said about the stress, because I'm a Vietnam veteran myself, and I have veterans that's going through a lot of things. And I'm a chaplain at Post 414, and we have a veteran, one guy that come there, and I shake my head every time I see him. Just walk over and pat him on the head. Doesn't matter what nationality you are, we all are brothers. Anyway, the reason why I'm here, I'd like to thank Mr. Pratt for coming out and showing me around the township, and I didn't get locked up. Thank you very much. I wasn't in the cage, right? Thank you. But anyway, I just want to say thanks for that. And I just want to ask, I talked with Mr. Fred back then, he answered almost 90% of my questions. So to take the pressure off of you guys tonight. That's right. One big question about the speed bumps on Pittman. I wondered, was that taken into consideration or not? Because,
Go ahead. Sure.
That's something that we're gonna, I'll work with the active mountains.
okay, I appreciate that, because that's the international speedway.
The road that he's talking about, we went out and visited, and as I was leaning out, to look down the road, leaning out with my car.
Yeah.
Somebody was in front of our car. So it was, it's a problem. It's a problem, and the best we can to address it.
I see that they put the 25 miles per hour speed limit, thing on the Woosley. I may not be pronouncing it right, WOOSLEY. And I was riding through in my car, the thing says 25, they were doing like 40 something. So they're not paying that in mind either, but I don't know what you can do, it's just conversation, but.
Yeah, I think the active technique that they do is they put that sign out, let people get comfortable seeing how fast they can go, and then a cop ends up out there, and that's when they aren't expecting.
Well, that's one way that the traffic can generate money. I have a lot of folks in my family that do law enforcement, so they pass the ideas along. But anyway, I just want to say thanks, and like I told Mr. Pat, I'm here on the first Tuesday, but not the third Tuesday. The third Tuesday I'm praying for post 414. And all the mothers, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ricardo?
Yes.
Would,
Have a good day.
Hello, my name is Ricardo Ramos, 215 Glover Avenue, Hamilton, New Jersey. As he stated, Pittman is definitely one of the crossroads. I live literally right in front of Pittman. They take that cemetery and they fly down that cemetery like there's no tomorrow. Our other concerns are, my new Kirk is here with me. We have a new neighbor who bought a building, I believe it's 211 Clover Avenue. It has been a nuisance, a lot of drinking, females drinking, throwing up. They have a volleyball court in the outside. They're there from anytime from 10 o'clock in the morning all the way to 1 o'clock in the morning the following day. They have a street light that they have shining on this volleyball court that is horrible. They have numerous of people, maybe 50, 60 cars every day. As we speak right now, I'm sure they have a little volleyball tournament there going on right now. And again, a lot of drinking. They bought the house just recently, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. In December, they bought the house. They started renovating. They have all the wood outside. So what they're doing for their bonfire, they're using the wood that was inside the house, burning it up on the outside. They made their own little bonfire with plywood. Unsafe. They have children running around everywhere. They have drunk gentlemen that are pissing in front of Club 10. The old Club 10. They have gentlemen that are pissing in front of my neighbor's house. Club 10, I don't know if it's been brought up to you guys. It's been shut down for over, I don't know. I've been there. My parents bought the house in '97.
quite a while.
Yeah, so it's been shut down since almost, give or take.
We, Township has foreclosed on that property, and we've got to bid to tear it down.
All right, perfect. That's good news. Thank you. That's definitely good news.
And we were looking to do something possibly for the community in that property.
Oh my God, that will be amazing. That will be amazing. I think our kids will enjoy that. As our community is changing, I bought the house from my parents. My parents were there from 1997. I grew up with Michael Newkirk and their family and their children. I went to school. You said Broach, so I went to school with David Broach and his twin.
Gentleman Perkins?
Yeah, so we all went to school. I went to Hamilton West. I grew up. I've been here. I bought the house in 2016. This is my home. This is my home. This is my kids' home. This is where they're going to school. Everything's the same. I'm afraid to let my kids out during these times because of these drunk individuals who are playing volleyball.
We totally understand where you're coming from, and we definitely will be looking into it.
Thank you. If you guys could send, law enforcement, pass around a little bit more often, and
Sorry, Ricardo, what was your address, please?
215 Clover Avenue.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's address?
215 Clover Avenue is my home.
Yeah, 211 is the problem. 211.
Yeah, it's actually on the corner of Clover and Mary. Yes. And, okay, so we're all here. So yeah, it's been a big issue, and again, it's been 3 weeks where it's been nonstop with them, and we can't even get in contact with the owner. We try to talk to him. They try to talk to him, and I don't know.
Okay.
All right, but thank you so much.
Totally understand the gist of what you're saying.
I appreciate it, guys,
We will
and
definitely look into it.
if any questions or anything, you guys could come to me, 215 Clover Avenue. I'm there all day.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
You said there's a lot of people there, but you can't get in touch with the owner. Are you telling me it's a rental property?
I'm guessing that what I'm understanding is that they rent out the volleyball court. So the actual, what they do,
One at a time, please.
Okay, so what they did with the driveway, they expanded the driveway a lot bigger to make this volleyball court. So they have wood benches everywhere to sit down.
I don't want to, your time's up. Your
Okay,
4
no
minutes,
problem.
okay? So we've heard what you have to say. We will definitely be looking into it, and hopefully we can get some questions answered for you.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for making us aware of it. Ann? Is it Ann? No, you're okay? You sure?
Thank you.
Okay. I'm not sure the last.
That's Wanda,
Wanda?
but I'm starting to come out so that I can be involved with what's going on in the township. I want to
Fantastic.
remain active.
Well, that's good. Welcome. Hope to see you again.
I'll be here.
Okay. Anybody else tonight from the public? Lisa first? Okay, come on, Janice.
Janice Clonic, 432 Trinity Avenue, Cornell Heights. Okay, last meeting, we were talking, they're going to be redoing our park, and you were going to look, see what was happening to the park in Cornell Heights. Did you find out anything?
I did put the inquiry in, and I apologize, I haven't gotten an answer.
Okay, no sweat.
Follow up on that yet, so.
Okay.
But I will. Because
Okay.
I know you specifically have a question about the resurfacing of, or redoing of the.
Tennis courts and exactly what was going in.
I believe that we found out that the playground equipment is going to be replaced this year, but I'm not sure that the courts are. But I'm going to follow up and get an answer for you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, then there's all kinds of benches put on Nottingham Way in front of Corella Shoes and Episcopos and Corella's Candy Store, and they're like almost on the road. I mean, it's not a bus stop. It's just so weird that all these benches are now on Nottingham Way.
Are they facing the road or facing the street?
Facing the road. I mean, you practically get your knees run over. But
I just noticed they did all the curbing and sidewalks over there recently. I'll be honest, I didn't notice it, and I go up and down that quite often, so I'll make a note next time I'm
because it just seemed odd to me that they're so close to the street,
yeah.
and that road is not exactly the slowest driving road in the township.
There should be.
If it was a bus stop, I could see it, but there's no bus stop there.
I'm sure there must be some type of standard that, as far as.
Or some organization did it or something?
Between the bench and the curb so we'll look into that.
They're really close. Okay, and they're rebuilding a building behind Wawa on 33 by Panera Bread. What is that going to be?
Where's that? I'm sorry.
It's a grocery.
There is a grocery store there already.
Where?
Behind Wawa on 33.
That's going to be an Amazon distribution center.
Get out of here.
For groceries, it's a grocery
Yeah, but
store.
I think it's what.
It's like a modern
Oh,
Amazon,
right
it's
by
new.
ShopRite to cut into their profits.
I'm not
Well-
exactly sure how it's gonna work as far as like the Aldi. You could
Because
go in and
they're
shop.
right there, too.
I'm not sure if this is gonna be one where you would call in and place your order and it's for pickup, but it's definitely was approved
Oh, because there was that, whatever that, was that Aldi's back there? You don't even
on the
see
other
it?
side.
I mean, you don't even know they're there.
Mhm.
And now this is gonna be like competition to them. Oh, this is most wonderful. Another one of my favorite companies, Amazon. Don't get me started on them, then we're Wawa. Okay, and, the playground behind the Wawa and benches. And then, also I had brought up, we were still looking into it, I hope, there was maybe a grant to redo the creek, Whitehead Pond. You know, if there's something in case, you know, just for preparation in case there's more flooding, because that is overgrown and everything, you know, and I don't want to be a jinx, but the solar panels haven't even caught sight there yet. So did they go away? Or they're still going to be built, because that's going to create the problem. So that's why whoever wrote me that letter asked about, there's a grant, you know, it would be nice if we could dredge the stupid thing and, you know, make it wider. I still say Lawrence Sewage built into it. They have one building that's so far out into the creek, I think they built into the creek. But it would be
The
nice,
issue is that we have to get all of those entities together. It's not really just a Hamilton issue.
Right.
Unfortunately, when you're talking about dredging that area.
right,
So I know that our engineer, were you ever able to meet with her, Samantha?
no,
Okay, I know that she has that on her to-do list.
okay, good.
So she's fairly new still, so she's really just trying to get, you know, her feet wet here and into everything. She's been doing a tremendous job, but her expertise is stormwater.
Oh, good.
And waterways. And so I think she's already familiar with the issue and your specific issue there. So I would only imagine it's a matter of time, you know, hopefully soon that she'll reach out to you and.
Okay, I mean, long as it wasn't thrown away, long as it's still, you know, in the running. You know, like I said, once before they were supposed to dredge, but Lawrence refused to chip in, which, you know,
Right.
was not too wonderful.
Janice, there's other places in town that need dredging, Clarkman Road and some other places, so we're not forgetting about it, it's something that's on our radar.
Hey Kathy, the Sweetbriar solar field, I believe the developer had pledged to do some stormwater work or to fund some stormwater work. Do we have any details on what work will be done as a result?
Do something, all right. That was part of the deal.
I can check with Samantha too.
Thank you.
Okay, very good.
Janice? Janice?
Yes, dear.
Thank you, dear.
I know you're worried about all these, but more competition is better for the consumer, and with the prices of groceries, I'll take all the competition we can get.
Okay.
Prices are going up way too high. You want the best, it's best for us with the more competition. Sorry, Aldi's, but whoever's lowest is where we're gonna shop.
Okay, just that, you know, Amazon seems to knock everybody out, you know.
I don't know that Amazon name has been even put on that building yet, so.
Okay.
Let's not put the cart before the horse.
That's the assumed, but I think you're right, Pat.
And that's for food. Okay. Because, I mean, you know, my gas station got knocked out by Wawa, so, you know, I'm not too happy with some of these things. Okay, but thank you very much.
Thank you, Janice, as always. Lisa?
Lisa Williams, 130 Briner Lane. The last meeting, I asked you guys to look into the software link between the shelter software and Pet Finder, and I want to thank you because I did call today and it is in the works. Thank you very much. That should help our animals. But I do also want to check on, I know I've brought dog licensing up a lot, and now the shelter stats are updated through April. And so the number of dog licenses that we have through the end of last month currently, 2,616. Last year, 3,616 at the end of the year. Licenses were due 2 months ago, and we have 1,000 fewer licenses now than we had last year. What are we going to do about that?
I would have to first check to see if they're all completely caught up with the licenses that came in, as you know, because of the glitch with the paying, you know, through the,
Do we have the online payment module for them yet?
So I believe, Eileen, you might be able to help me out with that. But yes, we have a commitment to do that. I'm not sure it's completely operational yet, but it's imminent.
We're looking, we just had a meeting today with the pilot, so they have it in their possession. We're hoping that'll be up and moving by the end of the week.
Okay. So it seems like we buy software that we think is going to help, but we don't buy the whole package. Like with the shelter software, we didn't buy the link, and it's my understanding it only costs $600.
Yep.
I spent almost that in one yarn shop this weekend, so I was kind of like, really, $600? I would have the amount of man hours we've put into that, the amount of extended days of an animal sitting in the shelter because the public doesn't know it exists is over $600. It's just to me crazy.
Well, I think it was budget driven, right?
At $600.
They don't have a huge budget, but according to state law, we have to account for everything. And so, through the budget workshops, that was brought up and council decided to add that to their budget.
Thank you.
So that's why we're able to move forward with it.
That's why I'm thanking you guys, because it really needs to be done. I mean, even the bird I adopted never got posted as available for adoption. I followed up because I knew that it came into the shelter via Facebook. I'm like, did this bird ever get adopted? So.
And as always, that's why we appreciate the comments from the
Thank you.
public, you know, and it gives us an opportunity when you have a question like this, that we take the time to follow up on it and try to get an answer by the next time we meet.
I appreciate it. And, I listened to part of the budget workshop today, because I guess it just got posted today or maybe late yesterday, so I didn't get the whole thing, but I listened to the animal control part, and I didn't hear it come up, so I called. Danielle's like, it's in the works. So I just wanted to thank you, because I know that I come up in front of you, probably complain a lot, bring up a lot of issues. I just want you to know that I appreciate it. Anything that could shorten the stay of an animal in that shelter, I appreciate. Thank you.
We appreciate your comments. Thank you. Anybody else under public comment?
Did you want to call?
You don't have his hand up? No, he didn't. He didn't raise his hand.
He said most of it, so we're gonna leave it at the court right now.
There you go. Thank you. You're gonna volley it back to me, right? Okay. That being said, no more public comment, then we'll have comments from council.
So,
Why don't you start off tonight?
well, thank you, Councilman Mullen. I'd like to thank you all for being here. It is important, that we hear from you. You're the eyes and ears for this government, and we represent you and serve you. So when we hear about your needs and concerns, that helps us to do our jobs better. So thank you for joining us tonight. I'd just like to wish all the mothers a happy Mother's Day. And, just to really acknowledge some of the progress that we continue to make with economic revitalization, redevelopment in Hamilton, the work that this administration is doing in Bromley to bring jobs and redevelopment and new housing to neighborhoods that have been neglected for a long time in our township, and the work on our parks to improve quality of life. So this was a great agenda. We had a lot of good stuff that we were able to move forward tonight at this meeting. And so glad to be a part of the continued progress, and I wish everyone a good night.
Thank you, Councilman. Mr. Carabelli?
Thank you, Council President. I'm going to keep my remarks very brief tonight, or I'm going to get yelled at. It's actually my wife's birthday today, so I just want to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day, all the moms out there and grandmothers out there, and thank you for all that you do, and I appreciate you coming out. When we hear from you, Ms. Williams in the back, that's important because it helps. It's reflected on what we support, what we don't support. So we need to hear from you. So, and thank you, all those that came out this evening, and please continue to do so. Thank you.
Councilman Paparo.
I'd like to start off by saying happy Mother's Day since happy Mother's Day is not always a mountain for us in the past.
Amen.
2022, I don't think anybody's duties are specific anymore. I think we've split everything. I think there's times where my wife does mine and I do hers because after it takes to make everything work. So happy Mother's Day to everybody. To our staff, thank you, because this meeting runs so smoothly because you're all here. So to our four ladies, thank you very much. And thank you to the public. We don't take your comments as complaints, we take them as input. So thank you. We don't get to see everything. It's a big town, a lot of people, right? The census came out, 92,000 people. It's tough for us to talk to 92,000 people. So when we see you here, we know there's a problem. Mr. Ames, we're going to continue working on your problem over there. And thank you, sir. Try to get those cars to speed, to slow down a little bit. That's all I have. Thank you for coming out.
I get to be the last one tonight. Again, like everyone said, I appreciate everybody coming out tonight and expressing your concerns, whether they were concerns or even support. It's important that we hear from you, and it's nice to see some new faces. Hope to see you again. Like our other councilman said, about Mother's Day, and Pat, you said it best. You're so eloquent at times. With that, I liked how you tied the Mother's Day and the dads in, because today, it's a supporting cast. But, I'm a traditionalist. It's Mother's Day coming up, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Enjoy your day. Spend the time with your family and friends. It is the Azalea Fest this Saturday. It's a little iffy right now in the weather, but the rain date is Sunday. So, keep an eye on the weather. I'm sure they're in full bloom, and it's going to look beautiful out there. So, again, be safe, and thank you to our professionals for getting us prepared for tonight's meeting. So, drive safe and enjoy your upcoming weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you. The meeting's adjourned.